2020 was definitely a very challenging year for this affiliate, and honestly, I think just being able to keep the doors open through 2020 was a great accomplishment. We were able to continue building despite closing all of our build sites to volunteers for 9 months in 2020 and weathering several COVID outbreaks.
Historically, we have had our build sites filled up 3 days a week all year long. And so this past year, we had 0 corporate teams on our build sites. I never thought that would happen.
Through the various events that we had been putting on, we were actually reaching out to different audiences. These events would translate to an estimated $450,000 in revenue. That's a loss of 3 homes to our affiliate. Not only are these events a revenue source, but they're used to bring the community together to showcase the work we do in Will County.
Restores are resale stores that accept donations from the public, corporations, gently used home goods, furniture, building and construction materials, and we supply those to the public at a reduced price. Operating a business like this as we were going into COVID-19 presented a great amount of uncertainty.
Restore Elgin has been very consistently a big revenue source for us. And last year we had to close for about 3 months. And that closure, along with fewer corporate and residential pickups, has really had a big impact on us.
You know, attempting to continue to build without volunteers put tremendous stress on our build schedule. Like all Habitat affiliates, we're volunteer driven, and truly we couldn't do what we do without our volunteers. And when COVID hit, we did close the building sites to volunteers, and we kept building with a very lean crew. Also, losing volunteers caused a cascading effect. The donations that they typically bring along with them were lost. At the same time, the costs of our building and the acquisition of the land, and mainly building materials, is projected to skyrocket this year. We're planning on a 40% increase in our costs.
Volunteers represent about 50% of our labor force, and restores, you can imagine, we're handling construction materials. It's a very labor-intensive business, and we've seen a reduction in volunteers initially from the point when we just began to reopen after the COVID shutdown, where we were operating with no volunteers. And then as we began to welcome them back, we only saw about 50% come back for understandable reasons.
In terms of our partner families, it was a little more difficult for them. They're busy trying to earn their sweat equity, and when the build sites were shut down, the partner families weren't allowed to get their hours that they needed to be able to move into the house. So the construction continued, albeit at a very slow pace. I was personally very disappointed to have to tell 3 partner families that had hoped and expected to be spending Christmas in their brand new house that they weren't going to be able to move in until 2021.
Overall, I think our affiliate has risen to the challenge because during this most difficult time, this whole last year, we have kept building and kept serving families. So I'm really, really proud of our team for doing that. And then in terms of fundraising, not only did we take advantage of PPP funding and other COVID-related grants, we also got really creative. Normally, for Women Build, we have women come out to the job site. It's a week-long event. This year, we couldn't do that. So we did a do-it-yourself project. We sold kits to help our do-it-yourselfers along at home. We put together some how-to videos.
We did the majority of our home dedications this year virtually. And actually that has turned out to be a benefit to our affiliate, because there are times that we would maybe have 30 to 40 people show up at our home dedications. Virtually, we had over 300 people participate.
We've had a surge, an unbelievable surge of generosity in donations. So we've had the greatest amount of work with a big challenge in resources.
One of the things that has inspired me most this past year has really been our partner families. We all worried how they would be affected by the pandemic, both physically and financially. I'm proud to say that we didn't see a change in our mortgage delinquencies. And even the mortgage relief program that we put into place was used by only 3% of our borrowers.
Our homeowners fared better than many of us, as a matter of fact, comforted knowing that their mortgages were affordable and secure. Still, there was some job loss and some hours being reduced. We helped them connect to financial assistance wherever we could, some counseling and budgeting programs that were available in our county.
So one of the most inspirational things that has happened for our affiliate in the last year is what our Restore has been able to do. Before this pandemic, we didn't have an online platform, and that platform today has translated to an extra $100,000 for our affiliate. And this is one of those things where COVID actually made us stronger.
We've seen donors like never before. We've had volunteers, as soon as we opened the doors, came and have come regularly, 2 and 3 shifts a week. But I can't not mention the staff who showed up from the very beginning with all of the anxiety, all of the concerns about themselves, their health, their well-being, about their future livelihood, who have shown up day in, day out, and walk away from days really, really tired, but know that they've been a part of something that's much larger than themselves.
There are many ways to support your local affiliate. You can come out and help build a house, or you can make a contribution that will help fund that house. You can be an ally or an advocate for affordable housing.
They can volunteer on our professional committees or our board of directors. Some of them can apply to become Habitat homeowners or to receive Habitat repair services.
Sign up online to volunteer. You can also stop by your Restore. You can make a donation and you can make a purchase, or you can do both. Tell your friend, tell your neighbor about Restores, about Habitat's work in your community.
Well, my hope for the coming year is a return to some semblance of normalcy. I certainly wouldn't turn that down. Throughout one of the most difficult years we've ever faced, we remained very focused on what our mission is. And that mission is that everybody needs and deserves a safe, decent, affordable home.
We are most appreciative to all the donors and the volunteers, the corporations, churches, faith groups, all the service groups that continue to help provide us the dream of homeownership.